Greetings, crafters. It's your old pal, Holly. Hope everyone's well. Thank you, everyone that took a kit. Today, we are going to give you the directions and the demonstration on how to create, one of those paper flowers upcycled from a book. If you were in the library, you saw this sample. If you were on the web, you saw these samples. And of course, the painted version. I will show you how to do all three. You can decide whichever type you like and create it yourself. So to start, to do the painted version, you need to take a section of the book. I left the binding glue edge on there to make it easier. So you just take a section to paint the pages. And to do this, you just need a wash of paint. So here's some of my paint in here. Transfer it to a different container, a plate, a jar, and we're going to add a lot of water to it to make it a wash. Now, approximately 16 petals are what you need for the large ones, and the large pattern will fit on both pages. So the first thing we need to do is paint them. And you're just going to take, you don't necessarily have to paint the whole page. It's up to you. But leave a page in between each painted page so it can dry. Notice it's a translucent paint application because we do still want to see the print through it. And skipping pages. I'm not going to paint all of them. This is just for example. So those of you who are painting, you obviously will have to wait before tracing the petals to allow for some dry time. Now in the containers of your kits, you should have 3 colors of paint. Some brown, some yellow and orange mixed, and some gold. This is the intention of sort of a sunflower. Of course, if you have your own paints at home, you can do whatever colors you want. And if you don't want to paint at all, you don't have to do that. So we'll set this aside to dry. This is the gold that's already dried. Now let me review. You will need the paints if you're painting. In your kit, you should have a paper plate with the holes punched through, some books, directions, a page circle cutout, and a cardstock circle pre-cut out. There should also be a string for hanging on the back. Alrighty, while we're waiting for this to dry, of course you could put it out in the sun or somewhere to dry. So let that dry. Now I'm going to show you how to take your pattern, trace it. Now the large petals, like I said, you will need 16 or more. You can choose to have a thinner petal, which was more like this, or the wider petal, which was more like this example. So I will choose, let's choose the wider one. Cut out your pattern. Scissors you will have to provide. The glue you will have to provide as well. I do not recommend hot glue simply because there's a lot of gluing. It makes a lot of the spider web threads. The white glue is just as strong, and I feel like you can have more control with it. All right, now, so here's some pre-painted ones I did. I'm going to take a stack of about 5. So it's easier to trace a bunch of them all at once. Okay, excuse me while I take that Band-Aid off. Don't want that. Lay your petal down. Take your pencil. Trace. So you're just going to take the edge of the pencil and gently press it against the edge of the cut pattern, holding it with my non-writing hand. There we go. So now I'm going to take the whole stack, cut them out. Cut the little notch. Cut the little notch the other way. This saves time so that you don't have to cut each individual one. And in addition, now take the petals, these are the large ones, fold the whole bundle at once, and then crease it, and then you can separate them all. You can recrease each one of these if you want a crisper petal. So in this way, proceed to trace and cut 16. All right. Now, you will do the same thing with the small petals. Those can be folded or not afterwards. And I also have the optional mid-sized petal, which was on this example. And those are just tucked in. This one didn't have any small ones, as you notice, just medium and large. So you can decide which one you like to do. So before we start gluing the petals on, take your paper plate, which should have holes punched in it already. And this is for hanging. There's a yellow thread in your kit, which you will, this is a different back, notice. This was an experiment. But you're going to thread the yellow floss through the holes, and then you will gather up both ends. I wrapped it around my finger and then just tie it in a knot. You can trim off the excess or not. And this is your hanging device. All right, next, so this doesn't have the thread on it, but imagine that it does. You're going to start gluing your large petals to the opposite side. So you want to, this is the string will be on the back side. And you're going to start gluing them on. So this one's painted. It should look like this. So your plate, you're going to put it plate side up, like food side up. And this is the side you're going to start gluing your petals to. No, you're not. Scratch that. I knew that didn't sound right. You're going to make sure the string is on that back side and you're going to glue them to this side. My apologies, everyone. All right. Now, you want to, on this one, this is the valley side up. So this is the valley fold. This is the mountain. This is the valley side up fold. And all you will do is start gluing them on like a clock. And that's the easiest way. So if this is your 12 o'clock, your 3 o'clock, your 6 o'clock, your 9 o'clock, just to help you get them put on there easily. So they're going to be glued like so. And if they're painted, you're going to put the painting side down so that it shows out. So I'm going to go ahead and put some. And then you can see I put a good amount of glue, just squirting it right out of the bottle. Not too much, not too little. And there's my 3 o'clock. There's my 6 o'clock. And my 9 o'clock. So this glue is pretty thick and more like a tacky glue. If you're using something like just plain old Elmer's, you might have to wait a little longer. I know it's a little longer than hot glue, but I still feel like it's a better outcome. Then, of course, you're going to go around and start filling in the gaps. One here, 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 and here. All right, so I have this one already done, so that you can see that I went all the way around, filling it all in. This one actually I have mountainside up. It really doesn't matter, however you want to do it. Nope, I lied again. This is the other side up. Now, set this aside after it's all filled in. If you're doing the medium-sized one, you can add them on top. The idea is to fill in so there aren't gaps. So the next thing you would like to do is take your card stock. This is where you're going to add all the small petals. And you can use the pattern. I don't use the pattern all the time, but for you, I will show you that I just cut them out like so. Painted or not painted, it's up to you. Folding the whole bunch at once. This is how I cut the notches on lots of them without tracing them. Fold the whole bunch, and then you cut a V in the top, and then they're all notched if you want them notched. Fold the whole bundle. Cut the notch, and there you go. Same dealio. You're gonna use the clock pattern and glue them on all the way around, filling in the gaps. There goes my pencil. Doesn't have to be perfect. Kind of want a loose approach. And you can push these as far down or as far up as you would like. Depends on how much of the petal you want to show. And obviously, if you didn't paint, you know, you're just going to have the plain, which is another look, which is totally fine. Boy, I wish we could have these in person. It'd be a lot easier. And let me also say, for those who are interested, I plan to have October, November, and December crafts. However, we can do it. If that means virtual again, like this, we'll do it that way. And typically, we will put the craft kits out for pickup on the 1st of the month. All right. So whizzing all the way around here until you're going to get to this point where it's all the way around. Whee! Now, the coffee filter. We need the coffee filter, which, where is my coffee filter example? Here it is. So what you will do is take your coffee filter and look at me. I don't have my coffee filter, so we're going to have to fake it. And I'll show you how to do it. So let's pretend this is my coffee filter. Sorry, everyone. So take your coffee filter. You can use white. You can use the brown. You're going to fold it in half. Fold it in half again. Fold it in half one more time. And then you want to cut just some V's in the top. Like this, a little notched pattern. See, I'm cutting the edge. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. You decide how far down you want to go along the edge. And then when you open your coffee filter, heck, you could use a book page too if you want. You will have this little ruffled edge. So then you will take your coffee filter. See, this is the back side with the petals. This is the top side. It's really up to you which side you want to cover it. I would do it this way. So the nice clean cardstock is going to take the coffee filter, my fake coffee filter, haha. Then you will glue the coffee filter on, and then you will take your book page that's cut out and center it in the middle. Now I would say when you're painting, if you want to paint, you can paint a brown one. If you're doing sort of a sunflower look, you can paint one page brown for the sunflower effect. Now, that's what this one looks like. Now note this one doesn't have a coffee filter behind it, and that's just another look. So if that's what you want to do, just large petals, small petals, coffee filter, no coffee filter, brown center, book page, you can call yourself done. There's your little hanger. The more detailed center is this little circular jobby. This one, the quilled center, if you will. It's kind of a cool look. So what you will want to do is you can use these if you want them perfectly straight or not use them. You certainly don't. But you can take the edge of the book, the straight edge of the book, and cut yourself some strips. Maybe a 1/2 inch wide. I'm cutting a whole bunch of pages at once. I'm really not concerned that they're all uniform too much at all. Now, everyone has a bamboo skewer in their bag. You can use it or not use it. But firstly, to make your center, you want to take 2 strips. I like to run them through my fingers. Don't get a paper cut. Just to sort of make them a little more flexible. And then you're going to glue them. Pretend you're making a paper chain. But this one, you're going to make it a big paper chain out of 2. So you want to join it here. And depending on how big you want your circle. Okay, so this was my circle here. If I want it to fit on the book page, you can double it all the way up if you like, or you can trim the edges so that it's more of a perfect fit, which is what I'll do. And then we will glue it on this side. So this is just 2 strips glued together. And this is going to make the frame, the little, that's going to hold the little quilled pieces. So I hope you have the patience to hold this glued. Pinch it, pinch it, pinch it. Okay. So you have sort of a little, in jewelry, we call that a bezel. Then you will take your strips and you will wind them around your bamboo skewer. And of course, my bamboo skewer is MIA. So I'm just going to use a pencil. And you're just going to start wrapping the paper. If anybody's done quilling, paper quilling, it's like that, but it's just really simple. Just wrap it up on your bamboo skewer or pencil. And then undo it and you have a little curl. Then you're going to take this side of the curl, add a little dot of glue to it, and you're going to glue it inside the ring you made. Keep making curls until you have filled your bezel. They can be as tight or loose as you want. So here's one that's a little more abundant. You can continue all the way around. You can change direction of how you place them in there. So glue it along the bezel edge, and then you can glue 2 curls together so that they don't move around. And then just keep working until you have it all filled. You can make them loose if you want, like this. And basically, that's it for that. And then what you'll do when you're done is put some glue dots, maybe in 4 places along the edge, and just set it on there and let it stay there in place until it's glued into position. Now on this one, all I did in addition to is I took some more strips, glued lots of them together in a big long strip, and then fan folded it, which is just folding back and forth like so, making little pleats, if you will. Again, does not have to be even or accurate. And then you finish the whole thing and then go all the way around. You can wrap it around as many times as you like. I think I did about 3 on this one. And your center is complete. And I think that about wraps it up. I hope everyone is well. See you next time. Thanks.